Hello and welcome to Study Circuit, doing GCSE Edexcel Astronomy, Topic 2, the Lunar Disk. First, we're going to start with some recall questions. Pause the video and have a go at them. And here are your answers. First, we're going to talk about the shape of the moon. So, like Earth, the moon is an oblate spheroid, which, if you don't remember, is a sphere with a bulge on the equator. This is an exaggerated diagram. So this is what the diagram on the right is what an oblate spheroid looks like, and the diagram on the left is what a sphere looks like. And you may need to draw out the difference between them. Okay, next we're going to talk about features of the moon. So you need to memorize and be able to label the positions of these features of the moon, and you also have to be able to draw it out. So here are some. So Tycho is a crater, Copernicus is a crater, Kepler is a crater, and the Apennines are a mountain range. The way I find this easy to remember is that Tycho is the massive one at the bottom, Copernicus is the biggest one in this lunar sea right here, which is and Kepler is just to the left of that. And the Apennines are kind of hard to find, but you can make out there's a big mountain range there pointing straight into the Copernicus crater. Do you remember what each of those are called? Pause the video and have a go at naming all of them. And here are your answers. You also have to know the names of two lunar seas and the ocean on the moon. So this is the ocean of storms. It's this dark bit here. It has the Copernicus crater, the Kepler crater in it, and it's pretty easy to find. It's most easy if you just look at the Kepler crater, look at the dark bit around it. The Sea of Tranquility is kind of easy to tell as well. It's a big one near the right side of the moon, and it's just below a smaller sea up here. And the Sea of Crises is probably the hardest to find. It's much smaller and just off to the right of the Sea of Tranquility. Did you remember those? Pause the video and have a go at naming them. And here are your answers. Here are some moon shape and map questions. Pause the video and have a go at them. And here are your answers. Okay, so let's talk about different types of lunar features. First, there's terrae, which are the grey bits of the moon. It's terrae, plural, terra, singular. And this is obviously Latin. Most of the moon is covered by terrae. They're bright, hilly moon highlands. And these are Maria, singular mare, which are basically moon seas. They're formed from ancient bombardments of the lunar surface, creating craters, and then those craters were filled up with basalt, which solidified and formed flat lunar seas. And these are dark, low moon lowlands, to be honest. Craters. So craters are created from impacts of meteoroids and other objects on the lunar surface. So this is a crater here. You've got a dip down and normally some bumps around the middle. They're the easiest feature of the moon to identify, and there are some big ones you probably already know about. Valleys. So these are long depressions in the moon's surface caused by ancient lava flows, geological faults, or collapsed lava tubes. and finally mountains, which are very caused differently to Earth mountains. So moon mountains are created from impacts of meteoroids causing magma to rise on the early lunar surface. And they just look like Earth mountains, to be honest, so they shouldn't be too hard to find. Here are some questions on lunar features. Pause the video and have a go at them. And here are your answers. Next, we're going to talk about the movement of the moon. So this is the moon's rotation period. You need to memorize it. It is 27.3 days. And the orbital period is also 27.3 days. And this is no coincidence. This is something called synchronous rotation. So this is when the orbital period and rotational period of a body are the same. And this is caused by tidal locking, which we'll cover in a future topic. But all you need to know is that one side of the moon is always facing Earth. That's why we call this the near side and this the far side. Now, there's a thing called lunar libration, which I've probably pronounced wrong. And this is when the moon sort of wobbles. Now, it doesn't physically wobble. It looks like it's wobbling in the sky because you can only see 50% of the moon at any one time. But over the course of the whole year, you're able to see 59% of the entire lunar surface from any point on Earth. Now, because of synchronous rotation, one side of the moon is always facing us, and we can see a bit more than 50% of the moon, something's going on, and this is lunar libration, and you can see lunar libration in this video here. As you can see, the moon sort of wobbles around, and different parts of it are in different positions, though only slightly, and we're going to look at what this is caused by. So first, there's libration in latitude. This is caused by your position on the Earth's surface changing where you view the moon. So say you're there on the moon, on the Earth's surface, you'll be able to see more of the polar regions of the moon than if you were there on the moon's surface. Earth's surface, sorry. There's also libration in longitude, which is a lot more complicated, and you don't need to know why, but the moon is moving at different speeds at different points of its orbit. So at some points it will be moving faster, and some points it will be moving slower. So in this diagram you can see that means that it's not perfectly spread out during the orbit of Earth. So we can see a little bit more than we normally can. And finally, diurnal libration, which is caused by the rotation of the Earth. So you can see an observer here at moonrise will be able to see that part of the moon, and then as time goes on, the Earth rotates. Then this is what they can see at moonset, which is slightly, ever so slightly different. Here are some lunar movement questions. Pause the video and have a go at them. And here are your answers. Here are some final questions on the topic that we covered today. Pause the video and have a go at them. And here are your answers. Thank you for watching Study Circuit Revision. Be sure to like and subscribe. And my video on exploring the moon, topic 9, should come very soon.